All right, guys, in today's video, we are going to be teaching you how to get your flips way higher, whether you're doing them on the trampoline or flat. Now, all of these tips can help basically the same, whether you're doing it on the trampoline or flat, but we're going to start the video off by showing you specifically on the trampoline, and then after that we will head to the grass and show you how these same tips apply there. So as you guys may have noticed, we got a new trampoline. Now, if you look back in our how to side flip video, you may have noticed there was a small, maybe like a foot wide rip kind of in the corner of the trampoline. And so that wasn't really mattering that much, and we actually were able to use it to get some pretty cool shots by sticking the GoPro up through the actual tear so that we can tilt it up and get some pretty cool shots without having to worry about the net. But then one day I was doing a just a backflip. We were just jumping on the trampoline and I just did a backflip and it like ripped away just as I did the backflip, and so I like landed like way on my back and then like rolled off, and the trampoline had split basically in half just like this. And so then obviously we needed a new trampoline, so we took that one apart and got this nice new one, which we are doing our first video on right now. All right, so we have 3 different tips for you today on how to get your flips way higher. And to kick that off, we've got the first tip, which is
high shoulders.
The reason you want to get your shoulders high in the flip is because feasibly you can flip as high as you can get your shoulders. So if your shoulders are getting this high, then you can flip that high. But if you are letting your shoulders dip down, and when you do the actual flip, you kind of like just throw them down and try to throw the flip around, then your flip actually ends up going way lower. And
it's really hard to land.
Yeah, you still can land it, but it doesn't look as clean because you're not getting as high. All right, the second tip is going to be getting your hips over your head when you are flipping. So the reason you want to have your hips go over your head is because if your shoulders and your head are at a certain point when you flip, if you tuck, you're gonna kind of rotate down. But if you have your hips come up over your head, then you'll actually be basically flipping as high as your shoulders were when you jump. So the first 2 tips go really well together because you're getting your hips high, and then as you flip, you're getting your hips over your head. So then as you do that, then you're getting, suddenly your shoulders are way up there, and then as you're getting your hips over your head, you're suddenly in this tight ball doing this flip way up in the air. And it feels pretty epic too. Okay, the third and final tip is a dog. You must have a dog barking very loudly at you in order to get your flips high, because then you get scared and suddenly you're like, ah!
That's actually how to get low flips.
Well, yeah. If the dog scares you, you just kind of like huck it down.
Yeah.
Okay, the third tip is to continue the jump. So it's all well and good if you're getting your shoulders high and your hips over your head, but the important thing is to continue your jump into the flip. You don't want to be like jumping super high and then suddenly huck the flip without any of the jump. You want to wait and let your jump carry you into the air, and then when your jump is carrying you into the air, then you are able to flip way higher. One thing that really helps you kind of almost physically do 2 of the tips, continuing your jump and getting your shoulders high, is to help think about the arm swing, because the arm swing incorporates your shoulders, and then it also is helping you with your jump. So when you're doing it, you're kind of thinking about getting your jump high, but then also raising your shoulders, and then helps you get way higher flips. Hoo-hoo. Now, an important note with going along with getting your flips way higher is you need to make sure you are comfortable in the air. So don't just suddenly send a way higher flip. Like, slowly start jumping a little bit bigger, and obviously use the first 2 flips, but don't jump higher than you are comfortable, because that is a good way to either get scared in the air or over rotate the flip, and you could potentially get injured. So make sure you're still progressing and using these tips to get your flips high, but also make sure you're getting comfortable as you get your flips higher. Now, right here, we're just gonna show you some clips of us doing some basic flips in slow motion so that you can see just how we're using all 3 of those tips to get very high flips. All right, so now we're gonna head off the trampoline and show you how these same tips apply when you are doing flips on the flat ground. So again, when you're doing flips on flat, the only thing that really changes is that you don't have a bouncy trampoline to help you, but you can still use the exact same techniques to get higher flips. So that's going to be getting your shoulders high when you take off, rotating your hips over your head, and then making sure to keep your jump. That it doesn't really, I'm going to change this one slightly for the ground because you don't really have to worry about keeping your jump. It's more just making sure that you are sending your body straight up. So you want to make sure, because when you're doing flips off like something like this, like a ledge, you do have to worry about going forward. But when you're doing flips flat, you don't have to worry about that. So you can come in and send your flips straight up, because that will also get you higher. Since you are sending them straight up, you don't have to worry about getting the forward momentum at all. You just have to worry about sending all of your power straight up into your flip. Now, obviously, there is definitely the chance that you are going to go forward on your flip, especially if you are running into it, but that might happen. But you don't need to worry about putting any of your energy in to make sure that it happens. So now I'll just show you some quick clips of some flips on the flat ground, and I'll play them in slow-mo so you can see how I still am incorporating the same tips into my flips in order to get very high ones. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. We really hope it helped you learn to get your flips a lot higher and cleaner, and in general just get more comfortable with them.
Please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching our video. We hope it helps you.
We'll see you next time.